Hi, I'm Dr. Ramsey, and I want to talk a little bit about freedom versus liberty, or maybe freedom and liberty. You see, Socrates contends that the soul has two parts, a higher and a lower part, and the lower part is responsible for our base emotions and desires, and the higher part is striving towards things that are more virtuous. And so when Socrates constructs this idea of freedom, he doesn't think of it as freedom like we can just do whatever we want, because he says that's not truly free. You're sort of a slave to your desires, right? So the person who is truly free is the person who is being virtuous, doing that which is good in its own right. And that in that way, you're seeking to meet the higher level of the soul, if you will. Now, he recognizes a negative concept of freedom where it's really what Rosenthal Pubble calls neutral freedom. And what that negative freedom really means is that it's not good or bad, it's neutral because I could use it either way. So, for example, I might have freedom of speech, as the author suggests, but as Socrates points out, I might use that, for example, to say negative things about all teenagers, who knows. And so then it hurts a particular group. So now it is no longer virtuous. So for Socrates, that's not true freedom. Freedom are the things that we can do, but that are virtuous. So in other words, it's not just easy and convenient. It requires a level of discipline. Now, this is important because when we move into the Roman construct, we're going to see greater use of the negative and positive forms of freedom. You see, for Socrates, the positive freedom allows for some autonomy, but requires that self-mastery because you're part of the demos, or what we call democracy. So on the Roman side, where they've created this massive codified set of laws, their judicial system has to enshrine these concepts of freedom, that has to protect the citizens and create some sort of stability. So it has to grapple with these philosophical concepts. And Cicero talks a bit about this, and Kennedy, the author from this week's reading, also comments on Cicero's bifurcation, if you will, of liberty. And one of the things that Cicero suggests is that liberty can be non-dominating, non-domination sorts of liberty, so that in seeking harmony and equity through the law and in society, we create a kind of balance where the law ensures what we call proportional equality. So all slaves are treated the same, all citizens are treated the same, and so on and so forth. Now, when he looks at this, ways to create this, he cites the Gracchus brothers as an example, which is actually a really good example. But it's predicated on two ideas. First, there's status individualism, and that is where the belief that the state and the individual, the state being some sort of government, and the individual can exist simultaneously. So the individual can have some sort of level of freedom, but the state can intervene as possible. And then the other idea is status collectivism, where the individual can only operate within the confines of the state. The individual is just part of the demos, part of the state itself, okay? Now, the problem with just one or over the other is that where the power lies becomes the key problem. Now, I've talked about different types of freedoms, and some of these freedoms today we call freedom and some we call liberty. And so I've got to move forward in time. Now, the Magna Carta addressed that a bit later on, where we tried to say that the law was going to create an equitable environment in the sense that it was going to treat everyone the same. It was going to be blind. So whether you were a serf or a king, that would be it. But I want to talk briefly about Locke and Rousseau, moving even beyond that, because what we're really talking about is the modern concept of freedom from and freedom to. Freedom to is the individual. I'm free to express my own religious beliefs. I'm free to peacefully protest. Freedom from, I have the right or to be free from, let's see, crime in society or hatred or racism, that sort of thing, unjust acts. Those are distinct ideas that come out of the ancient tradition that we've enshrined today, wherein the law seeks to address both. And this is the modern concept of what Locke calls liberty. Freedom is what you're capable of doing out in nature, like you could run over my cat. But liberty is your natural freedoms in the construct of society wherein we can live together peacefully with minimum harm to each other. Now, Rousseau will take that in another direction and develop the social contract, the idea of the social contract and so on. But these can be traced all the way back to Socrates.